So Sony decided to deliver a message. And that message was, we play chess.
I'm so amazing. I'm so amazing.
I am so amazing. Just look how I'm blazing.
I'm speechless. Like I'm speechless. I am speechless. I wasn't even planning on making another video today, but after watching that, I can't sit on this one. So Sony showcase today. I'm speechless. Like, they came out throwing shots after shot after shot in your face. That's the first time I done looked at a whole hour showcase from them in a while where every single thing just about is worth talking about. But the real thing I want to talk about in this thing is there's three things I want to talk about. Possibly four. Nah, let's make it four. Four things that I want to talk about real quick that Sony showcased today that lets them know they're not playing games no more. They're not playing games no more. It's not really about the systems that's running these anymore. They could care less about trying to, win you over with the consoles. They're about games. And they're about trying to bring the gaming world back to the games that are just fun, adventurous, and fun. Like, I hear everybody constantly make this argument with me within my circles about exclusives. They talk about how Sony makes exclusives, and I got all sides. Now, me personally, I don't dive into one side, so to speak, over the other. It's about who got the content that keeps me playing their system. And right now it's Sony. I can't argue that. So before we even get into a console war argument, I'm letting you know right now, I play on all consoles. I got all consoles. But the thing is, Sony is the one that's making the games that keeps me playing. So we get KOTOR remake announcement like right out the gate. KOTOR remake. And that is a game that's near and dear to my heart. That's like one of the first major RPG games that I really fell in love with outside of playing Final Fantasy games back in the day. So to get KOTOR remake after all these years of people wanting that game remade, we're finally getting it, and it's going to be on PlayStation. Now, I don't know if it's exclusive to PlayStation because it was not under the exclusive section of their show, so it's probably going to be on everything. But for Sony to be announcing it, that means something. Then we got, I'm just going to go into the exclusives. We got Wolverine being made by Insomniac. The same people that made the Spider-Man, PlayStation Spider-Man game. Now they're making a Wolverine game that is exclusive to the console. Then on top of that, they follow it up by showing you Spider-Man 2, where you're going to be using both Miles and Pete, and the villain is Venom. We got the big three in one game. Insomniac ain't playing games. Sony ain't playing games. And anybody can sit up here and argue with me all they want about how they felt about the Spider-Man game, but we got Wolverine being made by Insomniac now, which is going to be a PlayStation exclusive. Wolverine. Don't play, bruh. Don't play, bruh. Don't play. Sony trying to piss some people off, bruh. Sony trying to make you say, hey, look, we understand you might think that system over there is more powerful, Or you might think that PC that you built is more powerful, but guess what they don't got? That was the showcase. That was the showcase. You might have a more powerful piece of hardware over there, but guess what you don't got? And why everybody that owns a Sony PlayStation is going to be playing these games, guess what you won't be playing? So it has become this is becoming a war again. Like, for a minute, it was kind of like there is no more console war. It's becoming a war again. Like, Microsoft is buying up a bunch of studios and trying to, solidify their exclusives through studios that we know. And Sony is making more and more games from the studios that we already know that they have. So it's becoming a war again. I hate to say it. I thought we was almost past this, but it's becoming a war again. I mean, the way Sony opened up their showcase by showing that live action, like, chess match, is basically they was throwing a shot saying, hey, y'all play checkers, we play chess, and we making our move now. We making our move. But getting back to the games, Deathloop. Now, I know Deathloop is a time exclusive because, technically, this was a contract that Bethesda did with Sony way before Microsoft acquired them, and they're honoring that contract. And Deathloop is a time exclusive, but still, Deathloop looks really good. Really, really good. Like, for the longest, people were just thinking a multiplayer game more so than anything, but it looks like there's actually a story to be told within this game. Like, now, this is one of the games I've been anticipating for the longest, and I'm finally glad to see that it's almost here, so we can finally get our hands on it and see exactly what it is. But I'm really excited for Deathloop. Now, I didn't get to see Kena like I wanted to see. I want to see some more on that because I think that game is going to be a big mover. But let's talk about Ragnarok. Now, as far as graphics go, I wasn't expecting it to look that much different from the PS4's version, and it doesn't. But when we talk about how that game already looks, there's not really much you need to do to the game. There's not much you need to do as far as visuals is concerned. It's kind of like Horizon. Horizon doesn't need very much done to its visuals for you to be wowed. You're in it for the story. And where it looks like this story is going with Kratos and Atreus, they finna mess up some minds when these games start dropping and people are wanting to play these games, and these games are getting thrown all around YouTube and the gaming sites and getting all the praise that they're gonna get. I mean, there is without a doubt in my mind that Ragnarok's gonna be good. Ragnarok's gonna be good because we already played the other God of War and we already fell in love with that playstyle. So all we got to do now is just elaborate on the story. I mean, it's just like the original God of Wars. Once the game got established in the way that it plays, all the God of War games, pretty much you knew what to expect. You just wanted to see where the story was headed. So that's where we're going with this one. But so I'm excited for that they finally showed off gameplay. Didn't get a release date though. And that right there, I say, okay, maybe they want to take a little bit more time with it. Make sure they got everything ready before they just say, okay, here's when it's coming. But they did say it was 2021 back when they showed it off about a year ago. They said 2021. But it looks like it might be 2022 instead. But either way, game look like it's going to be phenomenal. But what y'all think about this Wolverine, man? Do you think Insomniac can pull it off? Do you really think Insomniac can pull off this Wolverine game? Now, judging by what they've done with the Spider-Man games, things look really, really good for them. And we're talking about a development company that hasn't been slacking. I mean, you had Marvel Spider-Man come out. Then you had Marvel Miles Morales come out, which was more like a glorified DLC, but I mean, it still was enough in it to establish it as its own standalone game. Then they came with Ratchet and Clank, which anybody tell you they don't care about Ratchet and Clank didn't grow up playing that game. But anybody that knows about that game know that Ratchet and Clank never let you down. So now they get to tackle Wolverine in his own story. Man, this is about to be crazy. But then again, we can't just step over Spider-Man 2 with that Venom reveal. I don't know, man. Sony said they playing chess. Looks like they just played their hand. What's gonna happen next? And as always, keep it cool. I'm out.